Good morning, everyone. Clint McLaughlin here, Midwest Market Management. It is Thursday, September 18th. I got Riley Sykart on with me here today. We're going to get into one of our earlier editions of South America weather from a national yield perspective. Now we are covering multiple countries down here, but the idea of this is to try to take a rather zoomed out approach and look at things as an overall package deal and not get too isolated into, issues that are of large scale, but in a small enough region that it doesn't have an impact on global markets. So that's really ultimately the perspective of what we're trying to accomplish here today. So I appreciate you tuning in. Riley, what do we got in store for us today?
One thing I'd like to add into that, right now we're doing a lot more looking into Brazil, Argentina, and their crop planning at the very best could just be starting to get underway. So going forward, we'll look more into Argentina, but for the last couple weeks, and I'd say maybe over the next 1 to 2, we'll still be mainly focused on Brazil because that's where progress is being made right now.
Sure.
So first thing I want to do, as always, Clint, you pointed out how big of an area this is. Let's put into perspective how big it really is. Brazil for crop, whether it's first crop corn or beans, you're planting anywhere from Mato Grosso all the way down to Rio Grande do Sul. Huge area. So if you put Mato Grosso just on the U.S. map, it is almost the entire Midwest. This is a huge area. It cannot be dictated what's going on with South American weather in a 1 to 2 sentence deal. So looking at that from percentages, Mato Grosso, it does a lot more Safrinha corn crops. So this time of year, most of your first crop corn is going to be in the southern regions of Brazil, but a lot of first crop beans throughout. So areas to watch, all the southern half of Brazil. Moving into the 1 to 5 day temperatures here, still really warm, Clint.
Yeah.
I've said that since we started doing these again, and for now the trend looks like it's continuing. Not quite as warm as we were looking at 10 days ago, but
I don't know what an Iowa farmer would do if it was corn planting season and 101 degrees.
It's exactly what I was thinking. I think we'd all be a lot skinnier. We'd be sweating it all out.
Yeah.
So 1 to 5 day, pretty warm. Regions that aren't down in the south, a lot of planting progress getting made down Paraná, Mato Grosso do Sul, and Rio Grande do Sul, those southern regions. That's where you're going to see the most crop progress. First crop planted corn. Looking ahead, we will start having some bean numbers too over the next couple of weeks, but for right now, bean planting's been slow enough that nobody's really got numbers. So moving into the 6 to 10 day, cooling off a little bit for about half to 2/3 of the growing area. Mato Grosso still warm, but cooling off enough to the point where it's not causing any huge dry down and big issues. We are coming out of the dry season for South America. I have read reports we're coming out of the dry season that has been one of the driest on record, saying soil levels are the driest in 10 years. So as we go more into their rain season, they will need a solid amount of rain to help them out. And that's been one thing that hasn't helped out the market this week, Clint, as we move into the rainfall. First, the previous 2 weeks, as you can see, Mato Grosso has actually started to get some rain. So stuff that we were saying 10 days ago was on the 6 to 10 day forecast, chances of some spotty rains, and they have been coming. So rainfall has been very hit or miss, but there still has been enough that it could get planters to start rolling. And moving into the 1 to 5 day, more chances of the same southern regions with some chances of heavier rain. They've already been getting rain down there, so they might actually be getting to the point where that southern region, maybe they could use the rain to shut off to get the rest of the crop in the ground, but no hurry at this stage. There's not going to be a big market reaction to too much rain. Same thing as here in the U.S., Clint. You never hear a market rally coming from South America from too much rain.
Yeah. Well, and like as far as northern Brazil goes, there, Mato Grosso, all that region there. I mean, you got to walk before you can crawl, right? Like these are better than the goose eggs we were looking at 2 weeks ago. So, quarter inch, half inch, it's better than nothing, and you're starting to prime the pump for down there.
Yep. And the 6 to 10 days still shows more of what we've seen over the last 2 weeks. Chances of spotty stuff. It's not enough to get people really excited, but chances of rain there is enough to keep markets from wanting to start a rally, because any rain they're getting right now is crucial to getting planters rolling. So if you put it all in the 1 to 13 day, there is a pretty solid chance of rain in a lot of the growing area. So they're coming out of the dry season, rain's in the forecast, and as of right now, it doesn't look like any big problems yet. So from a South America perspective, Clint, I'm not seeing any reason right now to say there's going to be yield lag or any delays in the Safrinha crop planting, because looks like there's going to be enough rain to get a crop in the ground.
Good deal, Riley. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to put the maps together. Be looking forward to next week. Tuesday, we'll be back on here. It'll be interesting to see how the previous 13-day, now looks there, how much of these rains actually come through and what's in the forecast. But if we keep trending in the wetter direction, then that will be favorable for South America production. It also would include a timely start. If they could get rolling, that increases the odds of a more favorable second crop, Safrinha crop corn season as well. So a lot on the line here in the time being. For right now, I don't think anything here is of significant market moving type of nature, but time will tell. So again, Clint McLaughlin, Riley Sykard, Midwest Market Management. You can check us out at midwestmarketmanagement.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.